Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today's video, I don't even know what it's going to be called. I think it's going to be called Get Out. And so let's get into it. I think it's pretty clear that MAGA doesn't want to live with anybody that doesn't look like them or believe what they believe, right? And they want to control your thought. They want to control what you can say. They want to control, they want to exnate Black history. They don't want you speaking negatively about Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? They want to control what teachers are teaching. They want to put the Ten Commandments in classrooms, all these things, right? So I think at the end of the day, they really want to control life. And I just say this to all people that don't believe in MAGA: get the fuck out of their states. Get out. I think at this time, the strategy has to change because throughout the whole birth of America, throughout the entire time America has been in existence, that the people, the racist people that control these states will never let you have any say in anything. In anything. Like, you have to remember, it was just the Civil Rights Act and the Voting Act are only from the 1960s. There are people that are alive today, my parents, you know what I'm saying? Like they were there for all this, where these states had to be forced to even pretend to allow equality. And I think now we're like 60 years later, can we say that it's been a failure? They repealed the Voting Rights Act, you know what I'm saying, in certain aspects. And what did these racist states do? The very next day, they instituted racist ass shit again to block Black people and brown people from voting. It's like, and they continue to do it every single time. They gerrymander so that we're underrepresented. Like, Texas technically has 40% of a Latino population and like a 14% Black population and a 40% white population, but yet 70% of the state is ruled by like MAGA Republicans. It's not a representative system. They're literally designing to make sure that Black people do not get represented. And then, of course, the latest situation where they're gerrymandering it again to give them 5 more seats to make it even more disproportionate so we're not getting representation. But what does it mean? Like, and what does that representation mean? It's like Black people, brown people, gay people living in these states gives them their power. It gives them their power. You are giving them your tax dollars, right? So they can go ahead and spend to be racist against you. You're giving them your presence in the state. Your presence in the state allows for greater representation in Congress. So like, your presence is literally allowing them to use the power you're giving them against you, both nationally and in the state. They're doing it, and they don't want us there. They're doing things that make it more difficult for us to vote. You know what I'm saying? Like taking away mail-in ballots, trying to take away voting machines, trying to cut the hours of voting, trying to, cut away early periods of voting. Like, they're literally trying to cut the rolls. And then for this non-existent thing of voter fraud, where every study has shown it's less than 1%, they're literally adopting policies that take away 20% of people from the voting boards. And of course, it just so happens that these motherfuckers are mostly Black and brown that are being eliminated, right? They are literally trying to cheat the game. And what I'm suggesting is that our presence in the Texases and the Arkansas and the Kentuckys and the Tennessees gives them shit. Why give them our population in Texas, of the Black and brown people probably represents over half of their congressional seats. Texas congressional seats, over half of them are actually determined by the Black and brown bodies that live there, but we don't get any representation from them. So why stay? It makes no sense to stay there in a place that is like actively trying to take away representation and actually use your money and your power against you. I think the greatest revolution that could possibly be would be like the next Exodus. The next Exodus. And it could be something that will make an impact immediately. If people from Texas and Arkansas and all these MAGA states move to a blue or a purple state, what would it do? One, it would give that state more congressional seats, right? It would give that state a larger electoral college vote, right? And you'd be giving your tax dollars to states and governments that actually aren't trying to gerrymander you, that actually have social safety nets, that actually are fighting for you. There's no point. And I mean, I can understand the romanticism of like, oh, my family's been here for generations, et cetera, but it's not serving you. It is actually doing a disservice to you and everyone in the country for the comfort of staying where you're at. It's the same as like, okay, what if your place was destroyed by a natural disaster? Or what if like all the jobs went? You'd have to leave. Well, this is almost just as dire. Like in these states, they have more natural disasters. They don't have labor as many labor protections. Like imagine it. It's like it literally is a slow attack. And I think that's just a strategy. Like we need to be mobilizing and getting motherfuckers out of there. Like period. And on a small digression, that's what they want. I feel like that could be the bloodless civil war. Like let these racist motherfuckers have their own shit. Let them rest in their own terrible policies. If you look at the United States and the states that have the worst statistics for everything, most of them are MAGA states. They have the worst education, the worst healthcare outcomes, the worst happiness quotient, the worst upward mobility, the least paying jobs. All that shit is like laced with red states. So I say, let's take all of our shit out. The only thing that's helping these red states are the cities that are blue. Like, literally, like if you want to look in the country from the states that actually give to the federal government versus the states that take from the government, most of the states that give are blue states. So they're literally living off of the social welfare, the socialist welfare that they hate. And I say, like, that is the solution to really let it happen. Get all of our great blue ideas and ingenuity out of these fucking blood sucking states and let them live and see exactly what their own policies and own money will buy them. Let's see what representation they will have. Remember, the black body has been used to gain false power in the South forever. That's exactly how the states functioned during slavery. Like they wanted the bodies that don't have any voting capability, like slaves couldn't vote, you know what I'm saying, in that space. So, but they wanted to count them all so they could have representation in Congress. Right? You know what I'm saying? Have greater representation in the electoral college. And so they've been using black bodies the entire time to falsely prop up their power. And it's time for us to stop that shit. Like, it's very easy. I mean, I'm on some shit like doing a nonprofit. Like, anybody that want to move, like, let's help them. Let's forge a network to get out of these states that literally profit off of us, and their power comes from our bodies. It's just like slavery 2.0. They're going to lock all of us up in prison, but yet use us to get congressional power. They're going to gerrymander us, but yet use us to overemphasize their power. Like, let's stop it. Let's get the fuck out of there and let them live by their own shit. Until next